Hi everybody, I'm Angel, and with me is Judy. And today is Thursday, January 14th. We're coming to you today since tomorrow is a full day of professional development for teachers and all students have the day off.
And there's also no school on Monday, January 18th, which is Martin Luther King Day. In addition to schools being closed, banks and government offices are also closed.
Winter sports are in action. Sammy and Joseph have more on that.
What's up? It's Samuel. With me today is Joseph, and we're back with winter sports here at LHS.
When we left for winter break, the boys varsity basketball team had just defeated Central Catholic. They took on Tewksbury that same week and lost with a final score of 72-61. Since then, the season has taken a downward spin. They went to lose 3 of their first 4 games. They overcame Salem High School with a final score of 68-55. They came up short, however, in their matchups against Andover, Londonderry, and Methuen. Last Friday, they took on Lowell and came out victorious, with the scoreboard reading 75-53. They will be taking on Methuen High School tomorrow here at LHS 7 p.m.
The girls' varsity season has hit a really big bump on their road to the state tournament. They had a record of 0-6 coming out of winter break. They took on Chelmsford High School last Friday. Unfortunately, their record now stands at 0-7 after their loss.
On a more positive note, the wrestling team has been a little more successful with a record standing at 5-1. They had a record of 4-1 up until last Saturday when they won to Winchester.
Best of luck to all the teams as they continue with their seasons. Make sure you show your support at one of the upcoming home games. That's all for sports this week. Back to you in the studio.
See you next week.
Thanks, Sammy and Joseph, for that report.
When we get back on Tuesday, January 19th, it will be the start of midterm exams, which take place all week long. The second marking period of the school year ends on Friday, January 22nd. The third marking period begins on Monday, January 25th.
That's the end of hard news for this week. But up next is a series of short reports about a variety of LHS topics, all produced by Period 4 News and Documentary.
Up first is a report by Tahina Sannon, who talked to an MST senior about the multiple AP classes she has taken. AP stands for Advanced Placement. Here's how that conversation went.
Hello everybody, I'm Taina. In front of us is Michaela Jones. She is currently sitting here working on her AP homework. AP stands for Advancement Placement. It's a class that goes at an accelerated pace and prepares you for a big exam at the end of the year. In some cases, depending on how well you perform on the exam, you may receive college credit. Here on campus, we have a variety of AP courses, including, but not limited to, AP Government, AP Literature, AP Language, AP Calculus, AP Physics, AP US History, etc. Hey Michaela, tell us, how many AP classes have you taken so far?
I have taken 5 AP classes in the past 2 years.
What made you want to take an AP class?
I just wanted to be challenged in my courses. Like, some of the classes here are not very hard, so I wanted to just have like a bigger challenge in my schoolwork.
How challenging were the classes?
They were pretty challenging. There's a lot of material and they go really, really fast.
How long do you usually spend doing homework and studying?
I probably spend like 1 to 2 hours a night, but it really helps that the classes are every other day, so I have like more time to spread everything out.
Do you have time to do other things, like participate in other activities?
Yeah, I'm part of the Lawrence High School JROTC, which is like, I spend so many hours doing that, and I also have a part-time job. I spend about 30 hours a week working at Domino's.
Interesting. Do you have to be extremely smart to take an AP class?
No, not at all. The teachers are really helpful. They're always available because they make AP a priority, and they make it easy enough to learn the material.
What's been your favorite class so far?
I would have to say AP Language, which I took last year, just because like the people in there were really great, and we always had the best conversations about like anything. It's really free.
If you could have taken another AP course, what would you have taken?
I would have to say I would have taken AP Government or AP Bio, just because those were 2 things that I was really interested in.
How are the AP exams? Did you feel prepared for them?
The AP exams are pretty challenging. I did feel prepared for the most part, but I wish I had studied a little bit more.
What advice would you give anyone thinking of taking an AP course?
Make sure you study and don't skip out on the work. I know that the teachers here are pretty lax on deadlines, but try not to let all the work build up because then it'll kind of screw you over at the end.
Thank you, Michaela. For more information, if you would like to take an AP class, please see your guidance counselor.
Up next is a report by Anthony Rivera, who talked about to talk to an PFA instrumental music teacher, Mrs. V.
Hi, my name is Anthony. With me today is Miss V. Would you please introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Marie E. Vaccarello. I'm the instrumental music teacher here in PFA. I also teach the JROTC drumline, which has the full campus is involved. I've been working in Lawrence for 20 years, and I go by Miss V.
How hard is it for a new student to pick up an instrument and play?
It depends on the student and it depends on the instruments. Some students will pick up an instrument and they will be able to play it rather quickly, where other students really have to work hard at it.
What are some of the things that the kids struggle on?
Reading music is a big one. Many students here at Lawrence High School play by ear, which means they listen to music and then they can play it, and they do very well that way, and it's an excellent talent to have. But reading music is really where they struggle with.
What are some advice you would give them to get better?
Always practice. Practice, 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 and take lessons if you can.
And about the practicing, how long would you suggest they practice for?
When you very first begin, maybe you start with a half hour a day. Maybe you can take one day off a week. As you get into it, the better you get and the longer you play, 2 to 3 hours a day.
After they pass the class, what do you suggest the students do?
I suggest students go and get lessons from someone who's qualified, someone who has studied their instrument, and again, keep practicing and practicing. You are never, as an artist, we are never good enough. We are constantly learning and striving to be better. So that's what I would tell them.
Thank you for your time.
My pleasure, Anthony.
Thanks, Anthony, for that report.
Our next story was produced by Juan Alcantara, who talked to INT's own Mr. Hopper.
Hello, my name is Juan. Can you please introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name is Mr. Hobart, and I'm the Dean of Curriculum at International High School.
Okay, let's begin the interview. What are the goals of INT?
The goals of INT are to give students the English that they need and the academic knowledge that they are going to need to have success here at the school and when they transfer out to the other academies on the Lawrence campus.
How can a student succeed in INT and get transferred to another academy?
Probably the number one way for students to have success here is to do their best effort in all of their classes, especially their English language classes. Since we ask the students to not only learn a whole new language, but to use the language to learn academic material like math, science, history.
How much have students in INT improved on their NCLEX test?
Well, our students, many of the students that take the MCAS are seeing that test for the very first time. They didn't have any prior experience taking the MCAS test. So we always have kids that are able to pass that test. We have a lot of students who almost come very close to passing it, and a lot of students that still need some work to do on the test. But that's a goal that we continually work on here at INT.
What subjects do a student in INT struggle with?
Well, I guess I have to say English language, especially academic, learning how to speak academic English. It's a big hurdle for the kids coming in who don't know any English of that. And then using that language to study, math, science, history, that kind of the same as any student in any school.
How do you suggest a student that has left INT to improve their English?
A couple things. I would say read a lot. Read things that are interesting to you. By reading, you increase your vocabulary, you increase your knowledge. I try to do that. I'm trying to learn Spanish, so I try to read a lot in Spanish, and I always learn a lot of new words that way. The other thing is just don't be afraid to talk English with people, anybody, everybody. Get out there, join clubs, get on sports teams. Just don't be afraid, don't be shy to speak, and people a lot of times will help you out. So,
thank you for that, George.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Thanks, Juan, for that report.
The man who keeps students and teachers on point is Principal Mr. Jerry Acosta. Delicia Piero talked to him.
Hi, LHS High School. We're here with Mr. Acosta to ask him some questions. What is the job here at LHS High School and what is your responsibility?
I'm the International High School principal. I do have some responsibilities. I work directly with the staff, making sure that the resources, the curriculum are in place. Also, I'm responsible for students, making sure that they're full uniform, that they're in class, that they're doing the best in the classroom. So basically, I oversee everything at International High School.
That's good. Okay. What are the problems that some of your students have?
I don't consider them problems. I think they're challenges. A lot of our students, or every student that comes here are newcomers. These are kids that come from Santo Domingo, they come from Puerto Rico, Central America, and when they come here, they don't really speak English. So it is a challenge. So our goal is that when they come in, we do have to have a rigorous courses so that we can teach them not only the basic grammar but also the academic language they need so that they can succeed in school.
I know because I was here, so.
She was, and look at that, she's interviewing me right now. Great job.
Thank you. What kind of help do they get?
Well, they get the support of the teachers within the classroom. Teachers tend to use a lot of visuals. They use technology, a lot of academic language, a lot of vocabulary. We do offer morning and after school academic support for our students. So we also offer vacation acceleration academy courses for students so that they can continue practice the English language skills and as well as their academics. So we do provide a lot of resources, not only for the students, but also we tend to offer some courses for their parents. We do have an after school, 6 to 9, twice a week. It's a literacy program for parents so that they can also develop and learn the English language skills so that they can help their kids, their students, either with homework or if they have any questions regarding their students' academic, they can always feel good about calling the schools and using that English language skills.
Okay. What goals do you have for your students?
My goal for my students is that, and it's across camp, it's across our school, is to we have to make sure that they do not only learn the English language skills, but also they need to be able to learn their core courses. So they're learning the English, but also they need to know how to do the math. They need to understand the science, bio, and their history. So we got to make sure that students are given rigorous lessons and classroom work so that when they're transferred out at the end of the year, they are able to perform at their best in the other high school. So that is what we work for all year.
Okay. Do you have teen moms at your academy?
Yes, we do. We do have some teen moms.
Okay. How does daycare help teen moms at your school? Does it work?
It does work for certain students. In our case here, we do have teen moms that are very, very involved in their education. So being able to bring their child into the daycare, giving them the opportunity to be in school and do what they want to do, which is get a better education, so that they can support themselves and their child in the future. So it does work, especially for those kids who really have a plan and they do want to do better academically and they do want to plan for the future. So it does work.
Okay, thank you. This is all questions. Thank you for everything.
Well, let me tell you, you have done a great job. Like she said, she was one of my INT students, and it is amazing that you have sat here, asked me some great questions. So I'm very happy for you.
Me too.
Thank
you guys.
You're
Bye.
Thanks for that report, Delicia.
Our next two reports are about two men who teach a subject kids either love or hate, and that's math, taught by HLD's Mr. Tanaka and MST's Mr. AK.
Hi, my name is Mr. Tanaka. I teach in HLD, and this year I teach geometry and for sophomores and pre-calc for smart people.
Why did you choose to work at a high school?
I don't know. I was working as a middle school teacher, and I'm getting bored just teaching 7th or 8th grade math for the rest of my life. So. And also I got laid off from middle school, and I got hired in high school. That's why I'm teaching in high school.
Great guy. Love him. What were some of your dreams and aspirations as a little kid?
I wanted to become a baseball player. Not the Japanese baseball league, but I wanted to play Major League Baseball. My height was okay. My height was 6, but I couldn't get more weight, so I was a skinny boy, and I gave up on the dream.
Who influenced you growing up?
A lot of people. Ozzie Smith, he's one of the greatest shortstop. He was a great guy. I saw him actually in Los Angeles. My father, my mother, some of my teachers, baseball coach, and yeah.
Why do you do what you do?
The reason that I'm doing what I'm doing is I feel that I am somebody to do something for our community, taking care of youngsters and teaching math and get them think logically and mathematically helps them for their future.
Would you change your life to anything else?
I mean, do I quit right now as a teacher, and would I do something different? Is that what you're asking? No, probably not. But if I win lottery, I'd probably do something different. Maybe I keep doing what I'm doing, but I'd start investing probably money. I'm not gonna give money to you.
What's your favorite thing to do in your spare time?
Read a book. Playing chess with my kids. My kids start loving chess, so I love playing with them. Taking a nap, watching TV, doing some math problems, swim, and I don't really like workout, but I love swimming, so.
Are you happy?
Yes, I am. I'm very happy, as you see.
But are you really happy?
I'm really happy, yes, I am. I am happy.
Hello, my name is Christian Welcome and I'm a sophomore at MST. Today I'll be interviewing Mr. Abuaji Kojo. He is a teacher at MST. He teaches Algebra 2 Honors and Discrete Mathematics. Mr. AK, where are you from?
Oh, that's an interesting question. I come from Ghana in West Africa. West Africa has a lot of countries. It's one of the beautiful countries in West Africa. It's Ghana, and it's a soccer nation. That's why I'm a good soccer player.
What college did you go to?
I attended a teacher's college in Ghana for my bachelor's degree. I majored in mathematics education, and then I traveled to the United States 9 years ago to do my master's degree in the University of Phoenix in Arizona, and I completed it as well. So.
Were you planning on becoming a math teacher as a child?
As a child, I had a lot of, occupations that I wanted to pursue. But then as I grew up, I realized that I could be a very good surgeon. now. I tried to toe that line, but things didn't work out as well as I, anticipated. So teaching was one of the options that I had in mind if, my surgeon ambition didn't work. So I became a math teacher in a high school in Ghana after college, and I taught mathematics there for 5 years before coming to the United States.
Why did you come to Lawrence?
When I first came to the United States, I was in Connecticut, but then I had some friends up here in Lowell, Massachusetts. They encouraged me to, move up here. And so when I came, I realized that I could pursue my teaching career here in the United States. So I started as a substitute teacher in Lowell Public Schools, and then I got a teaching position here in Lawrence. And initially I was a little bit skeptical about coming to Lawrence, but then when I came to Lawrence, I started loving it, and I've been loving it ever since. So I think the students here are great. I love them, and I'm happy working here. So,
do you enjoy working in Lawrence?
I thought I answered that question.
Okay.
I really enjoy working in Lawrence. Yeah, I love students like you, and Erica and other very wonderful students in MST, and across the campus. But I really enjoy teaching MST kids.
Okay. Well, that's all we have for today, folks. Have a nice day.
Thanks to Alejandro and Jose for those two reports.
Up next is a story about students and jobs they have while in school.
Hi, I'm Eric, and with me is Mrs. Hefner, and we're going to talk about requirements and more or less traits of how to get hired.
Good morning, Eric.
Good morning. What are some traits you look for in students for them to be hired?
I look for them to be friendly, honest, hardworking, have manners. I check their attendance to make sure that they do come to school, and I check their grades.
What are exceptions that help or keep people from being fired?
Sometimes a student will have a medical emergency, or as you know, some of our students do have children of their own with medical emergencies, and we try to be lenient with them so things can be taken care of. If they don't come to work just because they don't feel like coming to work, they are red flag to lose their job. If their grades start to fail, they lose their job. But pretty much we try to find out what's going on in these students' life that may be preventing them from coming to work. And then we decide on a case-to-case basis.
Do you personally think that having a job would affect students academically?
I think with some of our students it does, because they maintain high grades and they want to keep their high grades so they can move on to college. Some of our students, I've talked to them about their academics being more important than a job. That is very important to us as a school system, and myself personally as a parent, for them to continue their education. That working is a wonderful thing. I did it myself since I was 14. However, with these kids, I want to see them succeed. I want to see them go on to college.
Well, thank you for speaking with me, Ms. Hefner.
Thank you, Eric.
I'm Eric, and with me is Giovanni, and we're going to ask him a couple questions about how students manage their time between work and their academics. So, how do you manage your time?
Well, I manage it pretty easily because I get home like roughly around 8, so I stay up like a good 3 hours just working straight up on homework, classwork that I missed. And if not, since I'm here after school every day, I just ask the teacher for help before I go to cleaning.
How does it affect your grades or personal life?
It doesn't affect my personal life that much because most of my friends always stay after school with me, so they always hang out with me during work. And what was the second part to it?
in academics?
It doesn't affect me much with academics-wise because I'm able to time manage. Time management is the important part of this entire thing because if you can't time manage, you can't control both job and schoolwork. You'll just basically just fail.
Okay, thank you for talking with me, Giovanni.
Thanks, Eric, for that report. And the final report is from Carlos Fernandez. It's an encore presentation of his interview with MST science teachers, Mr. J, which was first shown back in December.
Hi, this is Carlos Fernandez. I'm here interviewing John Gelsomini. Is it right if I call you that? I prefer Mr. G for the interview, Carlos. Thank you. Mr. G, sorry. A few questions. Where did you graduate and why physics? Was there something to spark your interest in physics? Well, I graduated from UMass Lowell in physics just a couple years ago. And my interest in physics started when I was in high school. I had a great physics teacher who was really into music. He was a great piano player and a great guitar player, so that got me interested in it when I was then. Well, that's very interesting. So why LHS and not Central or North Andover? Well, I started here at Lawrence High School because I worked through this fellowship program at UMass Lowell where I got introduced to Mr. McDonald, and then he introduced me to Mr. Palladino. And I worked here last year, a couple days a week with both of them, working on some classes that they had, physics classes and McDonald's computing class. And I just really got to enjoy the school and the people working here and had fun, so I decided to continue on. So you've been here for a little while. How do you feel about the LHS environment? Honestly, I like it a lot. I do. And it's kind of surprising. Lawrence gets kind of a bad rap, but there are a lot of really great students here, a lot of really hard workers, and it's just, in general, been a great environment to work in. Do you feel you can or have already helped change LHS? Well, I can only hope, Carlos, but only time will tell. So, what made you want to teach? Well, you know, it's really, I've had a lot of great teachers in my own life throughout my own career, and that is kind of what inspired me. I learned a lot from them, and I really enjoyed their classes, so I wanted to do it myself. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. This is Carlos Fernandez, signing off.
Well, that will do it for this week's Inside LHS. We won't be on next week because of exams, but we'll be back on Friday, January 29th to kick off the second half of the school year. Thanks for watching. Have a great weekend. See you on January 29th.
Check out your...